Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all, and I welcome you all to this early morning Tuesday broadcast. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please, I want you to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time we post something new or we go live on this channel or another channel related to Okute Daily Talk. In case you are wondering who is here, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk. Without not taking much of your time, let us take a look and a deep thought into what is happening in our political classes today. We are talking about 2023 general elections, which comes next month, 25th, and the INEC chairman have already give us guarantee that no matter the crisis, no matter the insecurity in the country, that election must hold, and which we concur. But the question there is this: I'm asking this to the electorate, which means the voters, who will go out there on the 25th of February to exercise their right or fundamental human right, or whom they have chosen to vote for them. Just like what that man of God did in his church, where he prayed that all the whole people who have gotten their PVCs, that the lifestyle or the footstep of whoever they want to vote coming February 25th, that their children and their children should emulate and to be like that person. No single human being inside that hall says amen. That means we are the architect of our own problems. We are the ones who are making this country to bend, because we have chosen to vote people who are not capable to handle the affairs of the nation, simply because either ethnicity or religious bigotry or he is from our place. I know him. Let him go and get our own share of the national cake. And that is what have kept Nigeria at this middle of the bridge of not going front and not going back. We don't even know where we are at the moment. We have entered the bus that is taking us to God knows where. Just like that, these lyrics they used to use in most of their comedies. Help me. He's taking me to where I don't know. He's taking me to another destination. That is exactly the bus that the Nigerians, both the old and young, the rich and the poor, that is where we have entered, and we are going in the wrong direction. If you, the people in the church, cannot boldly say amen to their pastor's prayers concerning whom they are voting for next month's election selection to be their president, that means we are not telling ourselves the truth. We are lying to ourselves. Look at the shenanigans of APC and PDP, the two parties that have kept Nigeria stagnant to where it was at this very moment, because Nigeria never existed again. Look at what is happening. Look at the accusing here and there. You are a thief, you are a big thief, you are a robber, you are a big robber. I have evidence against you, don't have evidence against you. And the INEC are there watching. All the security personnel, the likes of EFCC, ICPC, Bureau, the whatever statistics and the rest of them, all of them are there. Nobody is saying anything, nobody doing anything. So that means there's some set of particular people who are, who have they have grown. They have outgrown more than 200 million people combined together in this country. Because all these people, I am very, very, very optimistic and very, very sure, 100% sure that if that thing have to do with the Showore, it have to do with P2B. Let's not mention Kwankwaso because it's one of it's one of them. The internet will never rest. Upon all these things, they are still jumping from one state to another doing campaign, and people are still throwing in their numbers to vote for them. And the question here is, our mumu never do? We don't mumu too much to the extent that even these ones have already know that we have no any other option other to accept them, whether we like it or not, that they must rule us. Is that how far we have gotten to? Is that how the mighty have fallen? I weep for Nigeria and also weep for the poor, because the poor ones are the ones suffering all these things, and they are also the ones who go out there to campaign, to destroy government properties, and also to vote for all these people to take advantage of their gullibles and continue siphoning the public funds meant for the public use. our mood don't do. We have done more than enough. We have do what? We have done more than enough. Go out there, get your PVCs, get ready for 25th of February 2023 for the election to take place. When you are voting, make sure you vote someone that you will like your children or your children or your generation to bear his footsteps on his lifestyle. Otherwise, just forget it. Just know that you are just go out there to sort off your children's inheritance to these so-called politicians, all those never do well, and the sycophants that fill our government houses and offices. So please, that is my candid advice before we go into the news of this day. You can like me for this, you can hate me for this. I don't bloody care. But the truth needs to be told. Yes, the truth needs to be told. Our Nigerian youths have decided in selling their self cheap, so simply because of problem they are facing, forgetting that when you sold your vote, how much can you sell itself that will be enough for you to take care of your problems, to take care of your needs? The one thing about all these politicians, they can never give you anything meaningful. No, they have already seen you to be their asset to riches. Yes, they are. You are their ATM, not them being your ATM. You are their ATM, because if they buy your voter's card or they buy your vote of 5,000 naira, they are making 500 billion naira or even dollars, because now they don't call dollars in Nigeria anymore. They are making $500 billion on top of your head, and upon that, they will still use your future and the future of your futuristic generation to borrow money. In other words, every head in Nigeria, both your unborn kids, are owing Chinese company, you are owing Chinese country, you are owing IMF and other countries. You are owning World Bank with the head. That is our stupidity of selling our votes to all these ones who have vowed that the country will still remain in perpetual darkness and poverty. Imagine how much are being spent in electricity. Today, Nigeria can never boast 24 hours uninterrupted power supply. That is a very big shame to the most populous black nation on earth ever existed is Nigeria. In anywhere, even most of the European countries are hearing their name today, they don't have a single resources of what Nigeria have. But instead of that resources to be a blessing to Nigeria, it have turned to be a curse to the whole nation, even to their future generation. What a pity. So please, get your PVC, vote wisely, and make sure you defend your vote to avoid had I know in the next 4 to 8 years, because whoever that entered 4 years likely will continue to the 8 years, because Jonathan is the only incumbent president that have been defeated, and Trump is also the number 2 that I have known in the history of being a president. A country that have constitution, you have only 2 times to run. You run only 1 time, they remove you because you are doing the right thing. Yes, if you are doing the right thing, be rest assured that oppositions will rise up against you. Exactly the case of Peter Obi in Anambra State. When he was a governor, he was impeached 2 times simply because he was doing the right thing to better the fortune of the state. But never do well sycophants who have already vowed that the country must surely be according to how they have directed, according to how they have sketched it. Because all these people in government house, they will come out now and sketch on how this administration have to run everything or every affairs. They will not sketch it, and you must follow that. Once you don't follow that, you have already kicking against the way they want it to go. So that is exactly the point. So please, let us go straight into the business of this morning. Get the headlines, then we will continue with the news. Ohanaeze places $50,000 bounty on Simon EKPA's head. If you are a special advisor to Simon EKPA, let him know this. Police snap a Bubago commander, 25 orders for crisis in Ekoli and a community, all in where? In Ebonyi State, if I'm not mistaken. Security operatives arrest Kaduna Abuja train attack suspect. After Segumi have already told you people the angers of these people who keep on who keep on arresting, kidnapping people. Yeah. So now, after how many months, you just get a suspect, not even the person. It's a suspect too, because the suspect remains a suspect. You cannot prove him guilty until the law determines. Nnamdi Kanu, why happy to be Tinubu Atiku refused to pledge compliance. Bruce Fein. Ararume vs Buhari, 2 senior advocates walk out on court. We have paid off Kwankwaso's 18 billion naira scholarship debt, Ganduje's administration announces. A spokesperson to this Kwankwaso, the party of NNPP, he was on a live chat with either Arise or Channel TV the other day, and he was openly saying that Kwankwaso is the only person who ruled Kano State without no single debt, without no single borrow. Now, the current governor don't come out now to taunt and hunt Kwankwaso presidential ambition, Ganduje, by saying that it's only his administration that paid off 18 billion naira school scholarship that they kept boasting. I give scholarship to 1 million. I give scholarship to. You have 18 billion scholarship debt. You didn't pay. That means you give people scholarship based on in the incoming administration. And when the incoming administration do not buy that idea, those children who have enrolled in that scholarship will be they will be on their own, OYO, on their face. We have paid off Kwankwato's 18 billion scholarship debt, Ganduje's administration announces. Amid suspension from PDP, Nnamani's poster with Tinubu emerges. That is to tell you, these people are what? They are nothing but, what would I call them? They are nothing but efulefus. Efulefu. Saboteurs here and there. Chimaroke. Atliyin any local. I wait for the poor. So, my good people, let us proceed with the news of Ohanaeze and what has placed a bounty on the head of Mazi Simon EKPA, who is based in Finland. Ohanaeze and Igbo worldwide has asked the people of the southeast to ignore the sit-at-home order by Simon EKPA, a self-acclaimed discipline of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It placed a $50,000 bounty on the Finland-based EKPA. EKPA had declared sit-at-home on Monday and Tuesday across the southeast. However, the Secretary General of Ohanaeze, Okechukwu Isuguzoro, declared EKPA the number one enemy of Igbo nation. Hence, the sit-at-home should be nullified. In a statement by Isuguzoro, Ohanaeze all Southeast governors to declare Monday and Tuesday public holidays to allow people of the Southeast to get their permanent voters card, PVCs. All the Southeast governors to emulate the wisdom of Abia State governor to declare public holidays on the same days for the people to go out and get their PVCs before the deadline on 29 January of 2023. Ndi Igbo has placed a bounty reward of $50,000 for anyone who has useful information on how Simon EKPA will be apprehended for his extradition and prosecution in Nigeria to answer the law of the land over his criminalities, incitement of violent killings, and burning of public properties, all in the name of self-determination. 50,000, okay, that person should go to Finland and abduct him and bring him back to Nigeria. Can't you see that you people are fools? I'm sorry to use this language, but you people are complete originated fools. You don't know where Finland is. You are placing a $50,000 bounty. That $50,000 is enough to buy a flight ticket for 50 people. Go to Finland and come back. And even process their visas with their hotel accommodation and other things. So let us stop lying to ourselves. You are placing $50,000 bounty. Ndara. Come on, what for neighbor also. Ohanaeze urged Igbo residents in Finland to report EKPA to Interpol to aid his arrest. Ndi Igbo should know that Simon EKPA will never return to Southeast again in the future, and Igbo residents in Finland who had earlier disowned his actions and activities should urge the Nigerian government and Interpol to arrest Simon EKPA in order to stabilize the Southeast and rescue the zone from the nefarious activities of his gang members masquerading as Biafra agitators who are interested in killing people and burning the public buildings. The task to preserve and rescue the Southeast should begin with the help of all Igbos in diaspora and at home to assist in the arrest of the worsening security challenges, dwelling of the economic and social activities caused by EKPA's ranchings and illegal seal at home. Ndị Igbo has declared Simon EKPA Njoko, Simon Ifeanyi EKPA Njoko on this day, 23rd of January 2023, as the number one adversary and enemy of Ndị Igbo, who Igbo had caught sight of in the last 200 years, he added. Wanna get it? Okay, now, general public, make gonna begin the travel to Finland, or wanna go carry Simon EKPA come back to Nigeria. Huh? Police nab Bubago commander 25 orders for crisis in Ekoli Eda community. Ebonyi State Public Command on Monday paraded one Bubago commander Nnamdi Omeoha and 25 other suspects who allegedly killings and wanton destruction of valuable properties, including the house of the All Progressive Congress APC chairman Stanley Umaga. The Commissioner of Police, Aliu Garoba, through the command spokesperson Chris Anyanwu, said the suspects were arrested in connection with the killings and razing of houses of 26th of December in the year 2022. He noted that the suspects were arrested for conspiracy, armed robbery, arson, unlawful possession of firearms, malicious damage, and murder of 3 persons: Esen Carlo, Inspector Festus Akpan, and Emu Ochi. According to the police, the key actors among the suspects arrested volunteered usefully confessional statements that expose the aggregate of overwhelming findings hereunder outlined. The fracas that engulfed Ekoli Eda on 26/12 of 2022 ignited about 16:00 hours during a face-off between the security heirs of Honorable Stanley Okoro Emagha versus a faction of Ekoli Eda youth believed to be loyalists of Honorable Eni Udoma Chima. The protracted political rivalry supremacy struggle between the two is the cause of the showdown that took place. Interestingly, the two political stalwarts hail from the same community, belong to the same political party, and even live in close proximity. The visit of the APC chairman of his village on the fateful day with his heirs infuriated the fragments of the youth in the area who are purportedly adherents of Honorable Eni Udoma Chima, hence the showdown that ensued. The war song chanted by Egwu Femo Chinedu, the town crier, amidst hitching and blowing of his gong and trumpet respectively, galvanized the youth into further action, hence the rampage and escalation of the brouhaha. The commissioner further revealed that an attempt to arrest one Arua, said to be leader of the Ekoli Eda youth warriors, brought in the warriors who were reserved for the purpose of fighting in the boundary dispute between them and the neighboring community in Cross River State. The said warriors wielded sophisticated prohibited weapons, and their actions further degenerated the situation. Aliu noted further that the chairman of the APC, Stanley Emagha, and the Eni Udoma Chima were equally arrested on the directive of the governor, Dave Umahi. Without minding whose horse is gored, the governor ordered that the two political stalwarts be arrested and detained, even as the two are key members of his political party. He further enhanced and facilitated the arrest of the perpetrators and recovery of ammunition, he stated. Items recovered from the suspect include one AK-47 rifle, an East Life ammunition, 2 pump-action rifles, 1 den gun, 1 village gong, a trumpet, and 3 AK-47 magazines. On Ahiram, tomorrow you come out and say, oh, everything that happened is IPOP, is ESN. Look at the Bubago, whom they have already chosen as part of their security outfit, is the one that is perpetrating acts. This is not the first time of carrying out this kind of heinous crimes against humanity in that very Ebonyi state. I don't know whether they are for Ebonyi people or they are against Ebonyi people. Whether they are being contracted to reduce the population in that state, I cannot tell. But only time will tell. Security operatives arrest Kaduna Abuja train attack suspect. Security operatives on Sunday arrested one of the Kaduna-Abuja train attack suspects in Zuba, Abuja Federal Capital Territory. The suspect, popularly called Yellow, was reportedly arrested by vigilantes in Zuba as he alighted from a car around Dankogi Motor Park. A vigilante who refused to disclose his name said members of the Miyetti Allah vigilantes sighted Yellow and quickly called the attention of security operatives who arrested him. According to him, after a careful search, the sum of 103,000 naira cash, 3 sticks of cigarettes, and a lighter were found on his possession. The suspect was later handed over to the divisional police officer in Zuba. 24 hours later, this one will be freed. So this is not the first time, and neither is it the second time. We have been hearing about all this nonsense arrest or capture here and there. Nnamdi Kanu, why have P2B, Tinubu, Atiku refused to pledge compliance? Bruce Fein from US, the long-nosed man. Bruce Fein, American counsel to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has questioned why 3 key presidential candidates in Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, Bola Tinubu, and P2B, have not promised to obey court verdicts to release his client. In a post on Twitter, the lawyer insisted that the continued detention of IPOB leader, despite the court judges, was lawless. He queried Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi for refusing to pledge compliance to the directive of the United Nations Working Group. What are they going to do? This briefing says, it seems like you don't have brain. Compliance, presidential candidate, are they presidency? What are they compliance? Instead of you to direct your letter or your anger to President Muhammadu Buhari or Malami, you are calling P2B, Asiwaju, and Atiku. What are they going to do in this case? Answer me now, Bruce Fein, Abi Kuloruke. What did they call you? What are they going to do? Say compliance. For them to compliance for the court is lawless. Nah, some people say sometimes whether this man is a lawyer or charge and bail lawyer. I think this man is charge and bail lawyer. Fein urged anyone who accepts to take custody of Kanu from the Department of the State Service (DSS) was illegally aiding and abetting a violation of the UN Working Group's decision, stating that his case is international. Arbitrary detention is a jus cogens norm of international law abiding on all nations. The United Nations Working Group finding that Kanu was being arbitrarily detained in violation of the 16 Human Rights Covenants binds Nigeria. Why are Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi not pledging compliance? Lawless. Anybody accepting custody of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, abet and nonsense. This case doesn't make any simple sense at all. Ararume versus Buhari, 2 senior advocates walk out on court. Lawyers of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) in the 100 billion naira suit filed by Ifeanyi Ararume against President Muhammadu Buhari walked out of the court on Monday. Nigerian youth understand that the counsel to the NNPCL, Professor Kayinsola Ajayi San and Etigwa Owa San, walked out at the Federal High Court in Abuja during the hearing of the case. It was gathered that Ajayi, a professor of law who leads the team of lawyers for the NNPCL, and his fellow senior advocate during the hearing announced their withdrawal from the suit and immediately staged a walkout from the court. Hitherto, to the walkout drama, Ajayi has sought to move 3 different applications, which including asking the court to stay proceedings pending the appeal against the ruling of the Federal High Court delivered on January 11 of 2023. Ajayi, after identifying the process filed by the NNPC against the suit, argued that the motion seeking a stay of proceedings must be heard separately and the ruling delivered by the judge before any other motion should be entertained. It was learned the presiding judge, Justice Inyang Ekwo, asked Ajayi to move all the applications together in order to save time, explaining that he would deliver separate rulings in each of the applications. However, counsel to Ararume, Chris Uche San, claimed that the motion for a stay of proceedings had not been served on him, but Ajayi maintained that a separate motion of the application saying the judge must give separate rulings on each, one way or the other, before any other issues. However, Ajayi and his fellow senior advocates announced their withdrawal from the suit and immediately staged a walkout from the court following the Justice Ekpa's insistence to take all the applications together in line with the provision of the practice direction of the Federal High Court. The two senior lawyers were reportedly joined by their juniors in leaving the court immediately after the judge ordered them to move their three applications together. Nigeria News recalled that Ararume has dragged President Buhari to court to challenge his removal as the chairman of NNPCL, saying it was illegal, unlawful, and unconstitutional, and it is a total breach of karma law under which NNPCL was incorporated. The agreed former chairman of the oil company, along with the second of his reinstatement as the chairman, also demanded 100 billion naira as compensation for the damages he suffered nationally and internationally in the unlawful way and manner in which his removal was carried out by the President Buhari. Making case for his client during the proceedings, Ararume's counsel Uche, while adapting his final brief of argument, urged the court to invoke the Companies and Allied Matters Act, (CAMA), to nullify the removal of his client as the chairman of NNPCL. He argued that President Buhari acted outside the law to remove Ararume after incorporating the oil company in his name and was bailed to inauguration in the capacity. But counsel to President Buhari, Abubakar Shaibu, prayed the court to dismiss the suit against his client on the ground that it was a statute barred at the time it was instituted. Shaibu specifically argued that Ararume's suit offended Section 2, Subsection A of the Public Officers Act and as such was incompetent. Also speaking during the proceedings, counsel to the Corporate Affairs Commission, which is the third defendant in the suit, Hakeem Mustafa San, asked the court to decline jurisdiction to entertain the suit. The senior lawyer argued that his client did not play any role in Ararume's disputed removal apart from the incorporating NNPC as a limited liability company based on the documents submitted to it. Mustafa pointed out that Ararume's appointment was political and that the President, Buhari, had the power to hire and fire, adding that the appointment has nothing to do with karma law. After taking an argument from the counsel for Ararume, President Buhari and Corporate Affairs Commission Justice Eko fixed 28 March for ruling and possible judgment in the suit. We have paid off Kwankwaso's 18 billion naira scholarship debt, Ganduje's administration announces. Administration of Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State has announced the payment of 18 billion naira scholarship debt incurred by Rabiu Kwankwaso's led administration. The Kano State Commissioner for Information, Malam Mohammed Garoba, disclosed the developments on the foreign scholarship program initiated by Kwankwaso before leaving office in 2015. According to him, the Gandhi administration met unpaid foreign and domestic scholarship when they came into power in 2015, but have paid 18 billion naira so far. He said, when we came into power in 2015, we met huge unpaid foreign and domestic scholarships left behind by the government of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, and this gave us a lot of problems, but we have settled about 18 billion naira so far. Speaking further, Garoba explained that a debt of over 5 million euros from Cyprus had led to the institution in the country writing to Governor Ganduje. According to him, we have to sit down and negotiate a way out with Cyprus to reduce the debts. We have paid 600 million naira, 300 million naira in the beginning, and another 300 million naira now. You can see now how committed we are to setting all the scholarship debts left behind by the government of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. The commissioner insisted that the scholarship program was haphazardly created and without due diligence. If Gawona is elected as governor of Kano State, he will certainly look at the program and fine-tune and fine-tuned, he said. The last year but not the least, amid suspension from PDP, Nnamani's poster with Tinubu emerges from nowhere. Campaign posters of the former governor of Enugu State, Chimaroke Nnamani, and the presidential candidate of All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, have emerged online. Nnamani, who is contesting for the Enugu East Senatorial District under the People's Democratic Party, has not kept his support for Tinubu hiding. Of course, he did that. Rather than support the presidential candidate of his party, Atiku Abubakar, Nnamani, on different occasions has asked Nigerians to support Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election. Kama. The consistent actions saw the leadership of the PDP suspend Nnamani last week for anti-party activities. Despite the suspension by the main opposition party, a campaign poster has been spotted online describing Nnamani as a support of former governor of Lagos State. In the poster, Nnamani campaigned for his senatorial ambition while Tinubu was shown as the supported presidential candidate. See the poster below, and you can as well attest to that. While Tai Rapao, PDP to take fresh action against Nnamani, Fayose, and other suspended chieftains. The fate of Nnamani and other candidates of the People's Democratic Party in the PDP election who were suspended last week for allegedly anti-party activities is said to be decided by the various disciplinary panels. Nigeria News recalled that the PDP National Working Committee had last week announced the suspension of Nnamani, his candidate for Enugu East Senatorial Zone. The new the NWC also suspended Chris Obu, Ayeni Fonsho, Ekiti North, Ajijola Latif, Oladimeji, Ekiti Central, Emiola Adenike Jennifer, Ekiti South 2, Ajayi Babatunde Samuel, Ekiti North 2, Olayenka James, Olalere, Ekiti Central, Akelele Oluyinka, Ekiti North 1, and Fayose Olaju Miloju John, Ekiti Central 1. And that is the names of those who have been suspended for their activities or their ill activities against the party, which is called anti-party activities. You get it? So if you don't get it, better forget it. So that is what we are saying. APC is PDP and PDP is APC. Imagine someone, an active member of PDP, they're openly supporting APC. So that is to tell you that these people are APC or PDP. You get it? If you don't get it, please forget it. Another time you will get it. So my good people of Biafra, my people of Nigeria, my Muslim brothers and sisters, and my Christian brothers and sisters, this is where we are coming to the end of this broadcast. In case you are not subscribed to my channel, please endeavor to do that anytime soon. If this is the first time of hearing my voice, and you never know who is here, I is Okute Daily Talk, where we speak to you the undiluted truth about the things of life, about Biafran struggle, about Nigerian selection called election, and their politics of never do well, and about the sycophants in government or different government offices. This is where we can hear the buzzword, where you can hear the simple truth. We don't propaganda, and we don't paint words. We go straight to the very news of the day, the news that make things happen. That is what we speak to you in our channel. So, as I said earlier, and I still repeat myself, go out there, get your PVC, and vote wisely, because February 25th is the day for you to choose whom you have agreed to be your ruler, whom you have agreed that this one must rule me. If you make any mistake in this February election, it will gonna take you another 4 good years or 8 years to correct it. So the earlier we will know this, the better for each and every one of us. Any mistake you make now, you are going to suffer it, and your children will also suffer it. Out of school children is many, over 20 million out of school children. The only way we can avert this is by voting in the right person that have the interests of the masses at heart. You get it? Okay, then if you get it, thanks be to God. I am signing out. May the God Almighty bless you, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Until I come your way again, Bye for now. Ka emesịanụ.